Power 7 Podcast. Boy, the almighty Nicodemus coming live and direct on a late episode. Something that was on my mind today. Before I get started, once again, it's a blessed day. It always is. Anytime that you're breathing and you're walking around. Even feel blessed if you are doing things that you don't want to do, but you should be feeling blessed that you have the ability to at least do them and provide for yourself. And if you have a family, provide for yourself and also your loved ones. But today I wanted to talk about racism as a product. It's something I've been thinking about lately, and how racism is a consumer product. And this may have always been true, I don't know, but it's just something I've thought about and realized, because I was on Twitter and I seen this guy make a tweet about a guy named Matt Walsh. He quoted it. He quoted Matt Walsh's tweet taken up for another podcaster who made the statement that he wouldn't feel comfortable with a black pilot flying for him. So in his defense, Matt Walsh says it's because of the DEI. That's why he made that statement, because they're just hiring people based off of their race. Which, this is my thing. How are you going to make that statement? Make that statement saying it's because of that. For one, racism is the reason you have things like that DEI, diversity and inclusion. Can't remember what the E stands for. I only got a high school education. American one at that. But I digress. How are you going to make that statement about DEI and the reason that stuff is in place so that white people can't just hire only white people? Because unlike Nikki Haley, I understand that this country has always had racism and it's always been a problem. And now it seems like it's becoming a product. But let me go on to that. And the other thing is, why did it have to be a black person to be an example? Because the whole diversity thing, hiring people, is not only solely for black people. It's for every race. So that white people like Matt Walsh can't just have their good old boy system. Because that's what it sounds like when you defend it. Now you can stay quiet on it, but deciding to defend it, it just further shows me that a hit dog hollers. Because there was no reason to defend it. And it goes back to what I'm bringing it back to. Everything on Twitter is running ads off of this type of engagement, off of these back and forths, off of these statements. People are getting paid big money off of people talking about that shit, retweeting it. They run ads on that shit. Motherfuckers getting paid off of it. I'm like, oh wow. They're getting paid off of racism. And him commenting on that and making that statement drove traffic towards him, whether it was good or bad. You think he's not going to make money off of that? I believe he has a blue check on his name. Or he might have sponsors. He also has a show, on Daily Wire, I believe, which also markets racism as a product. Trust me, we talk about it all the time. They like to say reverse racism. The other people, half of the mainstream media, they do it in a different way as a victimization, while the latter, they just flip the victimization. Now they're the victims, and it's all because of race. And they play this game with us, and we consume it, we purchase it, we whether we know it or not, whether we physically go into our pockets and pay for it, we absolutely purchase racism. Anytime you get on a TikTok, a YouTube, a Twitter, Instagram, and these type of debates happen and these engagement happen between people, you're consuming it and somebody's making big money off of it. Anytime you watch a documentary, you watch the news, you watch a news show, a TV show, and it's talking about race, they're pushing that product. There are going to be sponsors and people making money off of that. You know? And that dude, Matt Walsh, David Wire guys, a lot of them like to talk. And trust me, I'm not a person that's defending like left wing. And I don't defend right wing or any of that crap because I'm conservative on some things, I'm liberal on others. I'm in the middle. So this is not defense of anyone. But those guys make money off of the same thing. They have a target audience. They target that audience. And they have people who spend money to drive ads so they can make money. And that's what it is. Racism is a big consumer product. Ask Colin Kaepernick. He got super paid off of racism. They use it in the Super Bowls, football, basketball, and everything. It's big business. The left does, like I said, the left practices victimhood, and the right practices reverse victimhood. Like, they have to push victimhood in order to make the racism work. So, white guy says, I don't want a black guy being my pilot, I feel nervous. Yeah, it's because of the diversity thing, and they're making sure white guys can't get jobs because they're doing this shit to make sure black people. And the thing is, they make sure it's a black and white issue because that's the big money maker. It's not a lot of money making in conflict with any of the other ethnicities in America, except for when they're talking about immigration. And even then, there's Mexicans who grandparents fresh off the boat talking about close up the borders. So, or they use the thing of, Clarence Thomas. Seen a person say Clarence Thomas wrote a book, and he talks about how affirmative action is wrong. But the thing about Clarence Thomas is, brother, you used affirmative action to get where you are. You took advantage of it because you may have not even gotten where you are had it not been for affirmative action. But now you want to get rid of anything closely resembling it. That's just my thoughts. As I stated before, racism is big business, man. We all consume it, whether we know it or not. There's people making money off of it, whether we know it or not. But I just wanted to throw that out there in the universe, and whoever's listening, to let you know, hey, be careful of what you're consuming, because it can eat up at you. It can tear you up. It can make you not understand what's going on, because you be so lost in this fakeness that was molded and built for us. So, it's your boy Uncle Learn, want to grow on Power 7 Podcast. Peace.